Hey everybody, there's my May May. Hey CM, hey Live with Hope, Mustang Granny, Steven, Linda, Mr. A's in here somewhere. Hey you guys, well, I got a comment from somebody that I don't like that said everybody hates me. So here's a song for all of my haters. This is for all of my haters out there. And if you want to send me a list of my haters, I will gladly put them on my I don't give a fuck list. Okay? I will gladly put them on my I don't give a fuck list. Okay, here's a song especially for my haters. You knew it, girl. You know it, girl. So funny. Okay, I had to mute that. Thank you, Poppy, for turning on the subscriber only mode. Yes, I am the most hated person on YouTube, I'm told. I am. I don't know why. And I don't care. But let me tell you something. Only certain people can call me out by my government name. Okay? And bitch, you are not one of them. So take a back seat. Do whatever you need to do. Freaking weirdo. Oh, uh, I don't even want to say her name. She's such a nasty fucking cunt, Poppy. Y'all know who it is. You already know. I don't even have to tell you. What's up, Rosie? I haven't seen you for a long time. A long time. You already know. You already know, Rosie. Well, I don't know. She left me a fucking comment. It was stupid. Now you know. Now you know why everybody hates you. I'm like, bitch, I didn't do anything to you. Why you fucking riding on my wiener for? I don't have a wiener, but if I did, she'd be riding on it. I can tell you that right now. These people are fucking crazy. Hey, Nicolina, don't worry about it, babe. Now everything is Remain Calm's fault. Okay? Oh, I know you don't hate me, Rosie. You're absolutely fine. Absolutely. You are fine over here in my hood, girl. For real. Look, I don't hate bond with people. I don't. I have no reason to. If people are nice to me and respectful to me, I don't give a shit what has happened in their lives. But there's a lot of miserable people that's been going around YouTube lately. It's like, what is wrong with you people? Get a life. So now, yeah, I'm hated. And I'm fine with it. Because let me tell you something. I don't want to be friends with anybody that they're friends with. Okay, I don't. I have no desire. Okay, at all. So they can come out here and spew their lies about me. Okay, they can. Because they don't know me. None of those people that have ran their mouth on me fucking know me. Okay? Even people who live in my neighborhood do not know me. Okay? For sure. But, you know, we got Lisa Marie. She knew what was up. She was like, here you go, Remain. Here's your little song. Enjoy it. I have a little clip too, though. Here we go. Here we go. This is it. I can find a song for freaking anything. Better believe it. That is my forte. That is my forte. Now, this is so funny. Okay, Fly sent me this. This is so funny. Now, this is Josh from the lab. I can show it. I can show it because I think this is what is this, Twitter? I don't know what this is, but this made me laugh. Josh, thank you for the laugh. Listen to this.
In the neighborhood. I've
It's
been
in the
telling you about all these
neighborhood.
mutants and shit that have been bothering me, and on my walks, and nothing bothered tonight, but it looks like officials have been alerted, and they're digging something up right now.
This is so
If you look,
funny.
if you look back there, there's a lot of activity. I heard that they found like a Tyrannosaurus Rex
A
uh,
Tyrannosaurus Rex.
skeletal remains or something along those lines. That's the rumor that's going around. That's the rumor that I started.
Do you hear him? That's the rumor going around. That's the rumor I started.
And it's either that or it's just like the gas company working on a line. But I'm leaning more towards the T-Rex.
That is so
All
funny,
right, so we got
Josh.
something strange going on.
That is so funny, Josh. Real clap. Real clap. That is crazy. Okay, so let's hey Sage. How are you guys? It is good to see you guys. I'm actually in a pretty good mood. I don't know why people on social media think that if they talk shit, that it changes your mood in real life, right? I mean, what did people think I was going to do? I was going to get in my bed and cry boo-hoo. No, bitches, I don't have no sandpaper. I am not crying over them people. No, no, they need to find somebody else to pick on. Okay? Because these people are fucking outrageously ding ding. I'm just saying. For real. And who cares? Who cares? That's my thing. It's like, all right, nobody loves me. Everybody hates me. See, I can make up a song about that too. But I didn't make that song up. That was already made up a long time ago when I was like 6 years old, right? Like 6 years old. I don't know. Somebody's supposed to be on vacation, but they're sure thinking about remain calm a lot for some reason. What is up with that? What is up with that? Don't call me out by my government name, especially if I don't like you. Period. Period. Okay, so Plunder, I really love Plunder True Crime. Her link is in the chat. I put it in the chat. And I was sent the 911 call. Okay, the 911 call. I mean, it something about how dare I say something about my neighbor stalking me when her neighbor stalked her. Well, common sense would tell somebody that I don't give a fuck what's going on in your life. That shit ain't got nothing to do with me. No, I was never a channel that was going to be used as what? Your little stepping stool to talk shit and go after people that you wanted to? I don't give a fuck. I don't care about you and your fucking neighbor. don't care about mine. I don't want you to care about me. I don't want you to care about my fucking life. Nothing. Nothing. And you damn sure don't pay my fucking bills. That is true, May May. Rosie, I don't even know, girl. I don't know. I've got my own stuff going on. That stuff was really, I mean, I don't want to sound mean, but I didn't keep up with that stuff. That wasn't none of my business. Right? But, you know, my channel's not a fucking stepping stone to use for personal vendettas. Okay? So, no. Don't act like my shit is anything to do with her. She got her own problems. Maybe that's why she picks on everybody. I don't fucking know. I really don't care. So she needs to quit. She just needs to quit. I'm over her. For real. That's exactly right. I don't know what goes on in these people's real life. Not at all. And the only reason I've ever had to come out and talk about my real life is because people who don't know my real life think that they can come out here and fucking talk shit and say what they want. So, you know, enough is enough. Enough is enough. For real. Okay. So, Plunder, you guys, excuse me, got this is the 911 call from, and even though I got it in email, Fly sent it to me. I'm still going to put the overlay up so you guys will be able to hear it. And I'm telling you guys, Plunder is a great channel. A great channel. I love watching it. Okay, so this is the 911 call of Magnolia talking to dispatch. So here we go. Here we go. Please go check out her channel. She does a rundown on JLR. She does a rundown on, I mean, you guys, JLR wrote an autobiography about himself, telling everybody about his life, right? My neighbors are the same. I'm having to move. Well, I hate that, May May. I hate that. I do. It sucks. It really sucks. For sure. Okay, so this is the 911 call from Plunder's channel. And I've got it on my email, so hopefully you guys will be able to hear it.
Are you still there?
And this is Magnolia.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's okay. What's the location?
Okay, it's All Seasons River Inn,
Is there?
and it's 8751 Icicle Road.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Is there a specific unit number?
It's the Shenandoah room.
Which one's that one?
Well, it's not a number. It's like a little Airbnb with a few different units, and mine is called the Shenandoah.
Okay,
You just go in the front door and then come up the stairs.
What's going on?
Well, I had a fight with my boyfriend last night, and he hurt me and left and took my phone, and I don't know where he is, so I'm stuck here.
Trigger warning.
What's that?
You said he hurt you? What did he do?
Yes, my nose. He hit me, and my nose is hurt.
Is it actively bleeding right now?
It was bleeding earlier. This happened last night, and then he left, and I went to bed. And now I don't know where he is, and he took my phone.
Okay. So, excuse me, guys. Okay, so she says that it happened last night. He left, and she went to bed. She don't know where he's at, and he took her phone. Now, from my understanding, this work phone was a phone that JLR used for live streaming or something. Maybe he had contact info. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But he left his second phone there.
So this is his phone that I'm calling you from. He has two phones, and this is his second phone.
Okay,
well, left here, so I'm calling you on that phone.
That's fine. Let me have someone contact you there. What is your name?
Okay, I'm not going to say her. I'm not going to do her saying her name, okay? I know her as Magnolia, and so that's what I'm going to leave it as. I'm not going to even though everybody already knows her real name, I'm not going to do that. Okay? Let me get through it. Hold on. Damn, I wish I had the little thing it would let me go back and forth like 5 freaking seconds. Ugh. Okay.
11-1-7-6. I'm sorry for calling 911. I didn't know what to call.
This is perfect. This is what you needed to call. What is his name?
Well, I don't know anyone around here. Like, we live in Florida, so we're just here for Christmas. And so I don't have a car, and I don't have a phone.
I wonder if she could have called his mother. Yeah, it is called multitasking, May, when you have two phones at once. Thank you, Poppy, for putting up the trigger warning. Oh, Lord. Yeah, he left her there. He just left her there.
No, I'm stuck here now against my will. Basically, this is kidnapping.
She's stuck there, she's saying against her will. Okay. See, this is another situation. It doesn't matter how you look at it. If you say the wrong thing, then you're going to be a dirty dog, right? Now, I totally believe that she is a victim. No doubt about it. But if he is not holding her in that room, or he did not say to her, don't leave this room, can that be considered kidnapping? Now, big problem is I have to say alleged, you guys. I'm sorry, I do. He allegedly assaulted her and left her. He just took off and left her. I don't think that's the first time this has happened, though.
Asked me.
Jamie, let me get some more information from you, and I'll have someone contact you. What is his name?
His name?
Yeah.
Jonathan.
What's his last name?
Riches. His last name is Riches, R-I-C-H.
And I don't care about them saying his name because he goes by his name, right? Yeah, he tried to sue his own mama, Stephanie, for not raising him right. Yeah, tried to sue his own mom, I think, for not raising him right. Right? I totally agree. There's no excuse for any man to hit a woman. None whatsoever.
E.S. Date of birth 12/27/76.
JLR, you were getting ready to have a freaking birthday.
And what kind of vehicle did he leave in?
He's in a white Jeep Compass, and I don't know the tag number because it's a rental car. We got it from Seattle Airport on Monday.
Okay, so they flew into Seattle. Damn, they are making a lot of money if they can just fly around, right? Yeah, that's what I said, CM. She didn't raise him right.
Any idea where he'd go?
What's that?
Any idea where he would go?
Well, I tried texting him and telling him to bring my phone back, and he started denying that he even took my phone at all. And then he said, I don't want your phone. I'm taking it to the sheriff's department.
See, I was wondering if he was in a hurry to leave and he grabbed the wrong phone. I don't know, though. I wasn't there. Okay? I was not there. Now, the rental car, it wasn't the one that was sitting outside. That belonged to someone else. Okay?
And I said, I need my phone. Bring my phone back. And he was like, well, you stole my phone. And I was like, no, you left your phone here. And anyway, so
so he's saying you took my phone. And I need to say this, nobody needs to come for me. JLR hasn't said a word. Not one word. We don't know the text exchange. We don't know any of that, right? At all. I know, CM. What the heck is on a work phone? Yes, when you hit your nose, when someone hits you in the nose, it does bleed a lot, a whole lot.
He started saying that he doesn't want my phone. I don't want your phone. And he was like, I'm 100 miles away from you now. So I honestly don't know where he is. He said, I'm 100 miles away from you now.
Well, I will have someone contact you a little bit. Would you also like an ambulance to look at your nose?
What's that?
Would you like an ambulance, medical attention for your nose?
Yeah, I think I need to get it looked at.
Okay. We'll have someone contact you a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and let you go. If something changes, Jamie, if he shows back up, you need to call 911 immediately, okay?
Okay.
Okay, I'll let you go. You're welcome. Bye.
Okay. So in this, she says that she went to sleep. Okay. She does not say that, he put his hands around her throat until she was unconscious. But so there's a lot here. So we went over the incident report, but there is a part in here that that I wanted to read. I don't know why. Did I overlook it or something? So this is from the incident report. Law enforcement was also advised that Magnolia, in August of this year, she was, which would have been the end of 2024. Was it the end of 2024? No, 25. Okay. She was on a work trip with JLR in Charlotte. This is when she first found out about his infidelity and his PORN issues. She stated she confronted him and he attacked her in the hotel they were staying at. She said it was similar to this. He assaulted her violently, took their rental car, and drove back to Florida, where they live. She said there's a long history of JLR assaulting her in their almost 3-year relationship. She stated she knows she should have left many times before. And I mean, we can get into that, right? Yes, that's what I heard. That's what I heard. There's a picture going around with her having a black eye. And I don't think she's had the reconstructive surgery yet, but she did have to have surgery on her nose. Yeah, me too. I believe the police report. Why wouldn't I believe a police report? But I am going to say we have not, it hasn't went to court. So until it goes to court, we're not going to see any text exchanges. We're not going to see anything like that. That's what I just said, Rita. She had to have surgery on her nose. I just don't know if she's had the reconstructive surgery yet. Okay? That's right, Rita. 3 sides, his, hers, and the police report. Look, I'm not over here to say the girl ain't a victim, okay? Let me get that straight. Let's get it straight right now. I do believe the girl is a victim. I do believe he did these things to her. Absolutely. And there's a lot of people, a lot of women who have had to bust out their spouses or partners or whatever for watching PORN. If he was messing around on her, then everybody needs to ask this question. Was he just using her? Was he just using her? She had her own platform. She had her own subs. When they got together, it was a big deal. People were like, I was like, oh my gosh, JLR, Magnolia. What a team, right? What a team. But so it could be that, right? I know, Rita, a lot of people really supported him. Now, personally, I always thought he was a little weird, right? Always thought he was a little weird. But JLR, when he came to YouTube, when he came to YouTube, he kind of came out for a lot of people covering the Summer Wells case, right? He went to Beach Creek. He talked to people. A lot of what he covered, I can't say was bad, because it was very interesting, right? He did that interview with that Brandon and walked all through the holler with him, and it was all very interesting. Very interesting. So I really, really think, let me see what this is. Hold on. Let me make that bigger. Okay, this is her protective order, right? Beginning January 2023 and continuing through December 25th, 2025, I was involved in a DV relationship with the respondent, Jonathan Lee Richards. During the course of the relationship, the respondent engaged in persistent and escalating pattern of DV, coercive control, intimidation, financial exploitation, and physical violence towards her. See, why did he need her money? Why would he need her money? He was making quite a bit himself. She said that he put his hands around, she said that he put his hands around her throat numerous times, 24 times. In August of 25 is when he physically assaulted her with what she says is a closed fist. What a piece of crap. What a piece of crap. Yes, when he physically touched her, it broke her nose and deviated her septum. So that's what they had to do first, right? They had to do the surgery to open it, basically open her airway back up. He caused significant trauma to her head and ribs, requiring emergency care, CT scans, x-rays, and will require reconstructive surgery to prepare broken and crushed bones in her nose. So prior, it doesn't sound like she ever went and had any x-rays or anything done. She says he said he would unalive her. That's sad. Yeah. So she says he told her that he would I mean, this guy's a fucking trip. A fucking trip. I don't know how she could even come on YouTube knowing. Well, I mean, this is what I heard. I don't know if it's true. I didn't see it. I believe the person who told me, though. She is one person that says things to me, and I totally believe it. That Bullhorn Betty came out and said that what she said about him wasn't true. Yes, Mustang Granny. You're right. He never blinks. He never blinks. This is so sad. I can't remember who they said came out with the police report that brought all of this out on YouTube. And it is just sad to me because I just never thought that something like that could happen. But then again, like I've told you guys you don't know who you're dealing with. Yeah. Sad. But I am glad that Magnolia got with individuals that helped her. That helped her. So we'll see. We shall see, y'all. You know, in a lot of DV relationships, when it was good, it was probably really good. And when it was bad, it was probably really bad. And let me tell you guys something. I don't care what anybody says. You're with a man and you find out that he's messing around with other women and, you know, watching the PORN, your asses are going to say something about it. I'm just surprised she stayed with him. But then again, in DV relationships, sometimes it takes 6 or 7 times for a victim to leave a, you know, a person like that. So I hope she gets the best of care. It sounds like she's around some really good people. And I'm just sorry that she had to go through all this stuff. And you know, this is the thing, you guys. Here lately, look how many people on YouTube have come out and talked about things that have happened to them, things that happened to them when they were younger, you know, DV situations that they're in. We've seen pictures of Dolly's girlfriend. We've seen pictures of Magnolia. And it's crazy. It is crazy. But a lot of people are not going to go against JLR until they go to court. They're not going to you know, I think a lot of it too. He's got such a big platform. And I know a lot of people don't want to believe that that he could do these things, right? But obviously, and I absolutely believe the police report. I absolutely do. Now, the thing about it, this seems to be the first time that she's called the law on him, right? And once somebody does something to you, don't ever think they're not going to do it again, right? Well, Betty's Betty, you know. Oh, he has Mary Jane. I love that name, Mary Jane. I do. 9,000? Yeah, he's got a lot. Well, look at all that stuff that came out about Dolly. A lot of stuff came out about Dolly. A lot of women claimed Dolly was doing weird shit. And you know what? It did not make a difference to people. It really didn't. It didn't matter to people. There was one girl that came out, and I have to say alleged, but she talked about him, Dolly, being in a motel room with her, doing things to her she didn't want to have done. And it didn't hurt him. It did not hurt his platform for some reason. Oh, that is cool. Yeah, my name's Mary, and I'm named after my grandmother. My grandmother's name was Mary. For sure. For sure. And so this is the sad thing. We'll see if any jail time is given. We will see. Let me tell you, we know JLR. He's good at filing paperwork, right? Hell, we watched Betty keep filing paperwork on a court case of hers that went on and on and on and on. He can do the same thing. He can do exactly the same thing, right? I love that name, Elizabeth. Dang, girl. Yep. That's what I picked out for my daughter. That's her middle name. For real. Dang, Mary Jane, you got it going on, girl. And so what do people do about it? I mean, what can anybody do about it? Dang, Tennessee Truth is in the house. What's up, girl? So, I mean, it is sad, but we've seen over and over these men being called out for messed up stuff that they've done, and nothing comes of it. I really believe, I really hope that women will look at this case with Magnolia and realize that there are people who do care, right? Absolutely do care. Well, thank you for popping in, Tennessee Truth. I hadn't seen you for a long time. And yes, I am just fine. I hope you're well too. So, there are people out there, and let me tell you guys something. It sounds to me like law enforcement were very kind to her. They knew what they were looking at. They knew exactly what they were looking at. the police report even states that that she that they had been trained, right? They had been trained to observe DV situations. And they felt that that's exactly what was transpiring. You know, I seen him. I'm not sub to him. I don't go into his chat. Um, I'm a big titles person, right? I go around and I look at what the title of people's lives are. And he was talking about Nancy Guthrie. And it really surprised me because he had this other guy up on panel, right? And then at the bottom, it was like call in. It was I guess some kind of a call in show or something. And I'm like, where's the phone number? I didn't see a phone number. But I'm like, okay. So and we all know, I hate to say it, but JLR's not stupid. JLR knows to keep his mouth shut. He knows to keep his mouth shut. Whether people believe it or not, the dude's a freaking criminal. He's a criminal. He was a scammer. I don't even have to say my opinion. The dude was in a scamming ring, ripping people off, and did time for it. Did time for it. Now, poor old JLR, he was so bored in prison that he decided he was going to sue everybody, right? He was going to sue everybody. And it's like, now, I heard that he went to a mental hospital, that he was in some kind of a mental health facility. But the thing about that is, we don't know what his diagnosis was, right? He bragged on several videos about how he ripped people off. Well, I mean, this is the thing, Rita. He can do that. He can brag about anything that he did that he got sent to prison for, right? He already did his time. They can't retry him again for what he already went to prison for. Now, one thing that I thought was interesting, because he was on parole or probation and had got out and turned around and was rearrested. I think it was in a month, right? Within a month's time. But in his I mean, I guess he thought his life was interesting enough. He wrote an autobiography, right? I was left in Nashville after a major surgery. I had staples from one side to the other in my stomach. I know how it feels. At the time, my teenage daughters had to get a driver. Wow, Linda. I am sorry to hear that. I really am. I had my daughter in Germany in a German hospital, and my ex came to the hospital and did not bring me any clothes to go home on. He brought me no clothes to go home. It was so fucking embarrassing. It was so embarrassing. And I should have left him a lot sooner than what I did, for sure. I really should have. I should have. And people don't leave when it starts. They really don't. And we've talked about coercive control before. Okay? We've talked about that before. And I don't know. I mean, so he writes this autobiography talking about how he grew up, spending time with his grandparents on his father's side of the family. You know, he talks about both of his grandparents passing away within a year of each other when he was 4 years old. 4 years old. I've never heard of suing your parents for not being good parents. I've never heard of that. But I guess he thought you could. I mean, things that he says this is okay. So he says most of his time he spent at his grandparents' house. When he was 5 years old, his parents bought a bigger home in Pennsylvania. Okay, a bigger house. He says, at 12 years old, I began to change both physically and mentally. I was somewhat obese, overweight as a child. Occasionally, I got teased by my classmates and friends. So I began to take extreme measures to lose weight. He says I would starve myself by eating only one apple a day for almost a year. Hey, Mads, how are ya? And don't forget, he, oh, really? Really, Tennessee Truth? Yeah. It was, let me say this, it was really weird because instead of like having my own room or having like just one other person in the room, there was like 6 of us. There was like 6 of us. And all of us had babies. So that was kind of strange. That was kind of strange. JLR, while he was in prison, he went on a hunger strike. He went on a hunger strike. So this is what I don't understand. Magnolia seems like a very, very bright woman. She seems well educated. Maybe, oh, she did make a comment, I think, where she was talking about that he kept telling her that he was going to change, right? She said something about that he would keep telling her that he was going to change. So he said he only ate an apple for almost a year. I lost close to 100 pounds while going through puberty. This is when I began to see and take notice of the results that arise from extreme behavioral measures. The weight loss had negative effects on my social life as it made me extremely tired and cold. My safe haven came from wrapping myself up in a heater blanket and exerting the little energy I could muster to play video games on my Nintendo. Okay. There are a lot of kids who do that. Okay. Then he said he was given his own telephone line in his bedroom. He said he spent many days lying in bed just calling random people locally or dialing random 1-800 numbers to hear what I had reached. He said he missed many days of school because of his lack of energy. Wow. Wow, 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 y'all. Basically, he said that he was given, that he took care of himself without a babysitter, that he would be given a Blockbuster video membership, that he used to watch movies in particular. Wow. Okay. Wow, y'all. So, I mean, it sounds like he grew up like a lot of kids do. Like a lot of kids do. Now, look. Yeah, he sued his parents. I don't think I would sue my parents. I mean, my life was really fucked up. But I've never thought about suing my parents. I guess some people maybe aren't strong-minded enough to not be able to make it in life. Um, hmm. Isn't that weird? Now, I know a lot of people were saying things about the Post, New York Post article where they talked about Magnolia saying that some political party individual did horrible things to her. Now, I've kind of looked into that because someone mentioned it in my chat that she was actually working for an individual who, got her to do that or whatever. And I'm good with that, right? I don't think that has any relevance in her case against JLR at all, right? I don't believe that the New York Post was trying to make her out to be someone who didn't tell the truth. I think that as a media representative, you have to toe the line, right? If they would have came out and just dogged on JLR and showed all of his messed up stuff, he could have tried to say, that they were being one-sided or whatever. The little bit that they put in there about Magnolia, I feel that was to cover their ass, right? Especially when look, I'm not in media. I don't act like I'm, a big newscaster or anything like that. Now, I could get a Google certificate for it, I'm sure, as many people on social media do. They get that Google certificate, you know, and claim to have made straight A's in class or whatever. You do have to be very, very careful when you do that. You do have to try to stay unbiased in any story that you talk about, anything that you cover. So, you know, there was a lot of people that were like, "Rawr," you know, when I read it, when I read that article and, you know, I mentioned what they had said about Magnolia, a lot of people were like coming over here and, you know, trying to defend Magnolia. And a lot of people know on my channel, I'm not here to discredit her. You know, there's no one has to come to my channel to defend anybody in a situation like that. Not at all. I do have to, though, try to look at the whole situation and have a conversation about it. I think that as soon as this goes to court, we are going to really learn a lot more. A lot more. And I don't expect Magnolia to come out on her channel and consistently every day talk about her case and what's going on in her case. Like I said, JLR's not going to mention it. He ain't going to mention it. He's just going to ride that storm out, right? I don't think he thought she would call the cops. I think it's happened. I think it's happened more than a couple times, like she said. I still have to say allegedly. I hate to do that, but because I am for victims over here. I absolutely am for victims. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if everybody on social media doesn't like Remain Calm. You know, this is what I say. If people don't like me or they don't like what I'm talking about, they don't like my singing, you know, they don't like when I get feisty, they don't like if I get loud sometimes, don't watch me. Don't watch me. Bottom line. Yeah, I'm glad she got away from him too. But I do believe that it happened more than once. I do believe that he took off and left her like he had done probably many times before. And he just thought it was going to, you know, he was just going to get in that car and drive away. And, you know, she'd be probably getting on the flight and he would be like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm trying to change, right? Oh, thank you, Tennessee Truth. Thank you. I'm not going to. I'm not, why should I change? Why should I change? Right? Remind you of Brian Laundrie. I thought about that, Mary Jane. I really did because remember when Gabby and Brian got pulled over? They got pulled over and they automatically, you know, law enforcement really dropped the ball there. They really dropped the ball there. A lot of domestic violence victims, when they're approached by law enforcement, you know, or even other individuals, you don't want to say anything. You really don't. I remember many times, and I've said this before, so, you know, sorry if you guys have heard it before, but there were many years of my life that I would not look people in the eye. We could be in a room full of people and I would not open my mouth. I would not say anything. I didn't know if what I was going to say was going to be the wrong thing. I didn't know if it was just going to set off, some messed up stuff or whatever. And I just never said anything. There's a lot of things that happened in my life that I've never even talked about. I just don't. I mean, I think a lot of it, I pushed it all so far in the back of my mind that every once in a while somebody will say something to me that will kind of bring up something that I remember from when I was young, from years ago. But a lot of it, for my own sanity, I just block that stuff out. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And especially if you're in a military situation, um, that was really bad. That was hard for me. That was really hard for me. And a lot of those perpetrators don't want you to be in a position where you can do well in life without them. Right? You can do well in life without them. They don't like it. They don't like it. Yeah, I know, Granny. Flashbacks. Flashbacks. But I think we do need to be very supportive of those people. Now, let me say this, because nobody needs to get what I'm saying twisted, okay? And I know I had somebody come in chat yesterday and was speaking about Mama Bear's daughter. I do believe that she is a victim of something, but I have a right not to talk about that on my channel. I have a right not to follow a narrative of anyone else. And I have a right not to put anybody's cash out on I don't even put my own freaking cash app out. I mean, it's on my banner, and it's like, okay, well, if somebody wants to be supportive of my channel, they absolutely have that right to. There have been times when I have put out a couple people's cash apps. I absolutely have done that. But I have the right. I can be supportive without giving money for whatever. That's my right. But that doesn't mean that just because I don't do that, or just because I don't talk about that situation, it doesn't mean that I don't care. It doesn't mean that I don't care. So, people don't need to get that twisted either. For real. For real. And I've got my own opinions on that. And one of my opinions on the situation was that I don't know why it was playing out on YouTube like it was. But to each their own, right? To each their own. So, but I have that right. Just like with Magnolia. I haven't showed any pictures of her with black eyes or anything like that. When I did talk about the mama bear and her daughter stuff, I never played what she said on Crime Lines and Lies. I didn't need to. I believe her. I believe she's a victim of something. And hey, uh, whatever that end result is supposed to be, I wish them luck on that. I wish them luck. Magnolia did the right thing. She contacted law enforcement. She went to the hospital. She had legitimate victims advocates who were guiding her and helping her. One of the law enforcement individuals gave her his number and wanted her to call and verify that she got on that plane and she got that taken care of. How messed up would it have been if she would have got to that airport and went to get on a plane and she's sitting right next to him, right? So she's getting what she needs. She's getting what she needs. I talk about even the Summer Wells case. Totally my opinion. Dawn and Candace, I think, would have looked a lot differently to a lot of people if they would have went and allowed law enforcement to help guide them through whatever was going on. A real victim's advocate. Now, a lot of people can go around and say that they are victims advocates, right? They absolutely can. I, you know, um, my thing with that was when I heard someone had put out a audio. It was allegedly, and I'm saying allegedly, like 3 people who were supposed to be victims advocates, and they were talking about Dawn Wells, right? They were talking about Dawn. Oh, we got to talk to him at a certain time before he gets lit up and stuff like that. That was weird to me. I would hope that a victim's advocate would be professional and would not feel like it's okay to put out anywhere where they are supposed to be helping people, for sure. But that's just the way I feel about it. Other people probably feel totally different about it. But you know, that's just the way I seen it. I had talked with someone who said that there were some individuals who were putting out on social media that they were victims advocates. This was back like in the beginning of Summer's case. These creators or whatever were victims advocates, and then this person who was associating with the channels needed some help, and when they went to these creators or whatever and stated that they were in a bad situation and they needed some help, she said she received nothing. Nothing. They didn't contact her to let her know of maybe different organizations in her town that she could go to get a little bit of help. She said there was nothing. Nothing transpired from it. So, I mean, absolutely, that was very sad, but But I just truly believe if you're being harmed, contact law enforcement. And you know what kind of gets me too, with Candace Bly Wells? Why didn't she ever contact law enforcement? Now, we know that she did when Jose was there, because she didn't want Dawn to beat her friend up. She didn't want Dawn to beat her friend up. You can go back and listen to that, and she says that, Dawn is fighting with her friend. Another thing that really disturbed me that I think a lot of people just overlooked was when she said that, and I have to say allegedly, but this is what she said, that Don was hitting himself, right? That's what she said. That is what she said, right? So, I just don't get that whole situation, because she got very angry. She got very angry when individuals called law enforcement, right, to tell them that, well, one of them was she had a black eye, the black eye incident. She got really pissed off at Smiley for calling. And that's when she called Smiley the penis licker. She did. So my thing is, I think a lot of people want to defend her against the DV with Dawn, but a lot of people have done nothing but try to help her. And she can run and tell everybody that Dawn did this and Dawn did that, and they can call law enforcement. People can call and say, oh, she told me Dawn did this or that. They want to hear it from Candace. They want to hear it from Candace. I don't know. I don't understand none of it, but, and maybe she'll eventually get to the point where, she'll move on and start living her own life. So I cannot sit here and say I understand all of it, because I don't. Yeah, I agree. There comes a point where you have to help yourself. You have to, and look, a lot of times this happens a lot. If you have a friend or a relative or whatever, and you get together and the only thing that they talk about is how badly they're being treated, they're being harmed, and people have bent over backwards to try to help that person get out of the situation that they continue to talk about and tell people about. People get a little frustrated with it after a while, right? because they're like, wait a minute. I talk to you for hours and hours and hours all the time. You telling me everything that this man has done to you. People have given you money. People have given you a place to stay. People have done so much to try to help you get out of the situation that you're telling everybody that you're in, but you're not doing anything to help yourself. You're not doing anything to help yourself. And I think it's sad too that Magnolia, from the way it sounds, she started being mistreated, I'll say, very soon after her and JLR started their relationship. But these people will make you feel like shit about yourself. They will make you feel shit about yourself. They will make you feel like nobody else would ever have you or want you. They will demean your character till, you know, coercive control. He controlled her, is what it sounds like. And I think she's beautiful. I think she's a beautiful, beautiful woman. So, in coercive control, right? It took you 12 years. Yeah, they need your help to change. Absolutely, Mary Jane. That's a great way to put it. I agree, Poppy. I agree. Them signing the boys away so easily, that is something that will always stand out to me. And the day that they went to court, I'll never forget it. They showed Candace sitting at that table. She looked devastated to me, okay? Then you had Dawn coming out to give a interview, right? Yeah, Candace is really upset. I'm like, if that did not seem messed up to people, I don't know what to tell anybody, for real. But coercive control is a form of abuse. They will degrade you. They will isolate you. And don't forget, him and her were going on road trips together, right? He took the only vehicle that they had. Deprive a person of their rights to physical security, dignity, and respect. I wonder how long it took for him to make her feel like that the only reason that she was successful on YouTube was because she teamed up with him. I think it was the other way around, to be honest. Hey, Constance. Remember her asleep in church? Well, this is a question that I have about that. Obviously, she was comfortable enough around those people in that church to fall asleep, right? So, dignity and respect. It can make a victim feel like they're in a state of terror and entrapment. Includes tactics such as monitoring movements, social isolation, and restriction of access. I mean, poor girl. Yes, intimate partner violence has been linked with long-term mental health consequences, including post-traumatic stress disorder, depression, anxiety, alcohol and substance use disorders, as well as suicidity. Intimate partner violence can include physical, sexual, and psychological abuse. It can include verbal aggression and intimidating and belittling behaviors. So she's in a state where his family is. They were going to see his family, right? That's why I mean, if they had been together for 3 years, why? What was her relationship with his family? What was her relationship with his family? But we don't know if she talked to anybody in his family or not. We just don't know that, right? So this is the thing also. There is a lot in coercive control. I'll just read it to you. Coercive control is a form of abuse where the main goal is to degrade, isolate, and deprive a person of their rights to physical security, dignity, and respect, which puts the victim in a state of terror and entrapment, and includes tactics such as monitoring movement, social isolation, and restriction of access to financial resources, employment, education, or medical care. Abusers may use tactics that involve threats to hurt or unalive their victims, their children, or even pets, right? Do you guys remember things that were said about Dawn Wells and the animals? Right? Okay. So they isolate them from their family and friends and support services. It may also include economic abuse by threatening economic security and independence. There is also intimate partner stalking. I mean, coercive control, there are so many different things. Wow. But I mean, like I said, you are going to absolutely be upset if you find out that your husband, wife, partner, whatever, right? Is getting what they need from other women or PORN. Now, look, there's a lot of women who don't care about their partners watching PORN. Okay? There are people like that it's not a big deal to them. Um there's other individuals that are saying, why are you watching that? Why can't I just be enough for you, right? I should be enough emotionally for you, physically for you, that you should not need to watch something like that, period. I mean, for real. And to be with someone who financially you're supposed to be a unit, right? So I'm sure all her channel and what she was making off of her job was, after 3 years, probably combined with his. Combined with his. I don't know. I can't say that for a fact, but financial things is exactly one of the, issues that she said. She basically, when she said coercive control, she named everything that I've just read to you, right? So, for instance, verbal threats may or may not reflect coercive control, depending on whether or not these occur in the context of a broader pattern of controlling, isolating, and degrading behavior. This aligns with contextual distinction between psychological couple violence, which I need Cardi B, occurs situationally, such as eruptions of heated arguments that are spontaneous and often mutual. Okay? And look, people can feel really demeaned when their partner is going and having situations with other women or whatever it may be. If he was messing around with other people, right? I would say women, but I don't know JLR enough to know that, if he kind of swings both ways or whatever. Yeah, you're right, Mary Jane. He's going to have to go to court and he's going to have to figure it out. For sure. It's really messed up to me that anybody would put hands on a woman because she's saying how she feels about them doing something that affects her, right? It's very sad. Not as far as I know, he hasn't been arrested. I don't think he will marry Jane. And this is my opinion. I don't think, I mean, that's why I said if he spent some of his prison time in the medical ward, mental hospital, whatever, what was his diagnosis, right? Well, she has filed charges. She has filed charges. Now, from what I've looked into, only because of, Ernie going from state to state and doing weird stuff and, things like that. If it's a felony, then no matter what state he's in, he can be arrested and sent to wherever he committed the crime to go to court. If it's just a misdemeanor, then a lot of times law enforcement just doesn't do anything, right? If it's a bench warrant and it's not a felony charge, it's just a misdemeanor, law enforcement is not going to take their money to have anyone extradited back to their state over a misdemeanor. If it is a felony, and see, with a misdemeanor, a lot of times law enforcement just waits and a person may be speeding and get pulled over, and then they're like, oh, you got a warrant out. You know, if it's a felony, though, I'm believing they have a right to arrest him and extradite him back to Washington where they were. Now, he's back in Florida, he's back at home, and he has already retained counsel. He already has an attorney. So, we just have to wait and see what happens, right? No, she did get the protective order. She did get the protective order. I see, this is the thing too, right? Prosecutors oh my God, thank you. Wow. Okay. And I would think the prosecutor in Washington, right, can pick up the charges. So a lot of times when you've got DV and different things going on, and they turn around and they want to drop the charges, okay? Say you and your spouse, you get in a big old fight, you file a restraining order, the courts will give you the restraining order, and it is up to the prosecutor if they want to pick those charges up or not. The district attorney's office can pick up the charges if the charges are bad enough. And it doesn't matter if the person who filed the complaint drops it or not. The prosecutor still has a right to absolutely, do that. I mean, for sure. I don't think her nose. Yeah, I mean, how messed up would it be for nothing to happen at all. That would disparage so many women, right? It really would, if nothing comes of it. For sure. And that's what he's doing. It was funny because Granny said something about him not blinking, right? Him not blinking. Somebody else mentioned an ex-wife. Did the ex-wife ever file charges against him? I would recommend you guys going over and watching Plunder for sure. She always has really, really good information. So I'm sure that she's got it probably somewhere in this live because she goes through everything. She goes through everything. Oh, here we go. Wait, this is the court stuff. How the fuck did I miss that? Okay, sorry, Plunder. Okay, let's see what I can read from this. All right, this is the court paperwork. Magnolia versus Jonathan Riches. Counsel is present with petitioner and counsel is present with respondent. I think this is for the restraining order. And the judge says, would you like to read your agreement into record? Counsel said, yes, Your Honor, based upon the order of protection, clients have agreed to a 3-year no contact order against both parties. We will be asking for a car back for the parties to dispose of their personal properties, which will be taken. So, is that all they're doing? Did she not? That's crazy. Okay, that was for the order of protection. So they agreed to a 3-year restraining order. And their personal property. So who had the car? That's crazy. That is wild. That is wild. That was it. That's all they did in court. I can't believe that they would just let him get by with that. The guy on the Nancy cam didn't blink either. I was waiting for a blink. Yeah, Granny mentioned that he doesn't blink. Well, that's the thing, CM. You would think that if they were arguing, that a neighbor would have heard, right? I feel bad for her because let me tell you guys something. It does demean a woman's character when not only does a man, it's disgusting when a man wants complete control over you, but then they want to go out and do their own thing too. And then they make you feel like you don't have a right to have any feelings on the situation. within a 3-year time, the whole thing is just sad. The whole thing is just sad. Yeah, I wouldn't either. But look at it like this. They agreed to the 3-year restraining order. No charges are picked up after that. He gets to stay on YouTube and keep on keeping on, right? And I don't see him wasting much time finding another person to take Magnolia's place. And I think if he can get someone who is a creator, has their own channel, making their own money, that can benefit him, merging the subs and everything else. I mean, why wouldn't he do that, right? Why wouldn't he do that? This is one thing I don't understand either. People on social media, they will tell a lie, and then when they're caught telling the lie, they act like they shouldn't be looked at as liars, right? I don't understand that. And if someone's going to lie to you over something petty, then they're going to lie to you, period. They're going to lie to you, period. And just because a person may admit that they lied about something, sorry, but me personally, I peg that person as somebody who doesn't tell the truth. You can't, how can you believe anything that someone that you have shown is a liar? How can you believe anything they say? I don't know. That's just me, though. That pic with no backpack looks like Nano some shapehead. Yeah, I mean, the Nancy Guthrie case is it has turned into, oh man, I'll have to do a whole live just on that. I will have to do a live just on that. For sure. How sad is that? But I hope nothing but the best for Magnolia. She is a beautiful girl. And it looks like that's when they went to court, it was for the restraining order. For the restraining order. So the attorney said that they're asking for a car back for the parties to dispose of their personal property, which will be taken, which will be held through attorneys. So whatever personal property is being returned, it's going to have to go through the attorneys to be returned. But she went there, right? She went there, and when he wasn't there, and got some of her belongings, from my understanding. April 21st. the court says, okay, I'm continuing this till April 21st, and tells them to make sure you have that done before that date so you don't have to appear. So the personal properties have to be given to each other through their attorneys. And if that is done before April 21st, then they do not have to appear back in court. So, my opinion is I would make him pay for my surgeries. I would sue him for all of that. Right? Yeah. So I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Unfortunately, a lot of things turn into he said, she said. That's what happens in a lot of cases. He said, she said, right? And it is always beneficial to have evidence showing absolutely what has transpired. Now, this time, we know that they took pictures. We know they sent her to the hospital. We know that this is one thing I want to say about Magnolia. For her to have that happen, and being a creator on YouTube, to not come on, not use it for content, keep it under wraps. That says a lot about her character. That girl is not stupid, I can tell you that right now. She is not. Yeah, pain and suffering. But the thing about it is, you guys, unless she has evidence that he did these things to her over that 3-year period, then that's going to run into he said, she said. Now, why I believe her that the things happened prior, and that's my prerogative, I can believe her if I want to, is the fact that this time she called law enforcement. So that is evidence to something happened, right? She didn't do that stuff to herself. I wouldn't think that she would have known anybody in the state that they were in except for his family. And also, right, I can see why, I don't know if this is the case or not, but I can see why the possibility that she did not contact his family or say anything to his family, right? That's kind of the last people that you want to converse with, is someone from the abuser's family, right? Sometimes the family will stand behind the victim, and sometimes they will not. Sometimes they'll say things like, oh, that's just the way he is, oh, he loves you, or whatever, right? That happens a lot too. So I think she should push it to the full extent of the law. Why didn't anyone hear them arguing. That's true too, Mary Jane. Sometimes you just want to move on. Sometimes you just want to move on. And it's very sad to hear that such a beautiful girl that, she was a YouTube creator herself. My understanding is she was doing fairly well, when she got with JLR. And look, some people, when they find a messed up person with a messed up mind, they want to come out, and they want, they in their mind and in their heart, they can get this person to change, right? They can get this person to not do the things that they were doing before or whatever. And it sounds to me like she really thought, she stated that, he was telling her he wanted to change in things. And I think she really believed that he would at some point. And that's very dangerous for a victim. That is very dangerous for a victim. So I do hope her the best. I really do. And I wish nothing but good things for Mama Bear's daughter, Taylor. I really do. I hope that whatever happens, and I hope that at some point that somehow she can find peace. And I hope Magnolia gets to a point where she can find peace too. I really do. That would be a wonderful thing. For sure. And I will just keep praying for them like I have been. Like I have been. But I am kind of weird over here. I don't, there's pictures that people on their channels will show, and all kinds of different things like that. And there's things that I just won't show over here. For sure. I don't tell people not to go look, but there's a lot of things I just don't share like that on my channel over here. I don't know, Poppy. I don't know. The sad thing about that is I really think that I hope that nothing that she has came out and said or whatever is used against her. But you know how social media is, right? I mean, look at Magnolia. People are already, back in JLR, and, trying to discredit Magnolia and different things like that. That is just the way human beings are, right? And it's very sad. But I absolutely stand with victims over here. And just because I don't have a shitload of money to hand them, or I don't speak on it over here, or, drop a cash app for somebody, that doesn't mean I don't care. It doesn't mean I don't care. And I do. And I really hope the best for everybody involved in all of it. Feel like you caused it. Yeah, Linda. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what abusers do, right? No matter what type of abuser it is, a way that they try to get someone is to demean their character. Demean their character, make it look like every bad thing that goes on in these people's lives, or, bad things that happen to them, or stuff that people say about them, they want to peg it on a specific person, right? Make you look like you're the bad guy. Believe me, I know. I know for a fact that happens. For sure. But no, personally, and this may really sound like I'm a bitch, and I do have a resting bitch voice a lot. And depending on what I'm talking about, I can get really passionate about it. But I don't care if somebody doesn't like me. I don't spend all of my time on YouTube going around to see what people say about me. Now, usually something will come to my attention, like maybe a video and, the person's using my government name and, just trying to be a pain in the ass. Nobody needs to use my government name. What fucking purpose does it serve? The only reason somebody would go around putting out your government name on social media is to try to get other people to do what? To do what? Attack you? Say shit about you? Ruin your fucking life? I mean, what's the purpose in it? I don't know. But I don't, if somebody doesn't like me, I'm not going to run around and try to get them to like me. I'm not going to do it. If they don't like me, stay the fuck away from me. Don't talk about me. I don't give a shit. I do not give a shit at all. But it is sad. It is really sad, you guys. All right, whippersnappers, I'm going to get off here now. I know for a fact I've got a lot of things going on tomorrow. The next day, I keep waiting on my damn email to pay my cable bill. To pay my cable bill. For sure. Got to get that done. Yes, I thought that was really funny that that about Josh going for a walk, and that is so funny. He's like, I started the rumor about the pterodactyl. Well, it wasn't a pterodactyl. I always go for the pterodactyl stuff. But I do want to talk about Nancy Guthrie again. I still need to talk about Michael. I want to find out if they ever got the lady who was taking down the posters. I don't understand why anybody would even do that. That makes no sense whatsoever. Did she think she just wasn't going to get caught? But we will we'll check into all of that for sure. Nick Barris has posted a lot on Facebook. I don't get on Facebook that much, you guys. I apologize for that too. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. For sure. Hold on. Uh, you know, this is why I don't get on Facebook. All right, so look, I appreciate the people who are offering to come and go to court or whatever. But no, thank you. No, thank you. For sure. You scared me. Hang on, guys. Okay. Yeah, I mean, look, that stuff is, I'm not even getting into that no more. I have no desire to talk about that lady over here ever again. I've said what I had to say, and, you know, I don't know. I mean, I appreciate the, you know, people saying, I'll come to court or whatever. I have enough to go to court. I already have enough to go to court. I don't need anybody, you know, whatever. I appreciate it though. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate it, but, you know, absolutely, you know, that's what I said. Craziness. But good luck to you. The only advice I could give anybody is go and have a conversation with Brooks from Crime Lines and Lies or whatever. The thing about it is, I think there's enough there that y'all don't need me to show anybody's a liar, okay? I think that whole situation was fucked up, and that made no sense to me whatsoever. So, you know, they can do whatever they're doing, but don't use me to you know, to prove anybody's a liar. When I say that somebody's a liar that's talking about me, that means they're lying. I have nothing to hide from fucking anybody. Nothing at all. There's been no conversation with that person for years. 4 years. There are no phone calls where I spoke to anybody and spoke about that person for years. 4 years. I've had people that have tried to get me to say shit, and I haven't done it. I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid. So just because Ernie called me remain stupid, doesn't mean I'm stupid. Yep, for real. For real. I mean, it's kind of fucking ridiculous that you would lie to somebody and then blame lying on me. when I had no fucking clue about what the fuck you're talking about. Absolutely, Mr. A. I totally agree. I totally agree. I don't pay no attention to what fucking none of them say. And, you know, when I don't like somebody, I don't fucking follow them around. And if you're not my fucking friend and I don't like you, don't call me out by my fucking government name. For sure. And this is the thing, too. What everybody needs to realize. When there is an individual that is fucking talking shit and lying about somebody, you need to look at the person who's doing it, right? You need to look at the person who's fucking doing it. For real. I mean, what the fuck? Why would I give a fuck about a person fighting with their fucking neighbor when I don't know the neighbor? And number two, I don't give a fuck. I'm not asking anybody for fucking sympathy because I have a fucked up neighbor. I have never said, feel sorry for me. I've stated the facts of it and fucking left it there. Never talked about it till my name started being brought back up. It's like, what the fuck ever? Who fucking cares? Who cares? For real. And this is the thing. I'm an adult. I don't have to care about other people's fucking situations. I don't. I mean, my subs and my members and my mods, of course I care about you guys. Of course I absolutely do. I care a lot because you guys are all good people. You're good people. I don't think I see any of you guys at all going and fucking being malicious towards other people. I don't. And that's why I like you guys, for real. But, I'll do me. I'm going to keep doing me. And like I said, a lot of people that I don't like, I don't want to like their friends either. So that's up to me. I'm a grown ass adult. But we'll see. We will see, y'all. But I'm going to get off here. I'm going to go fix me something to eat. And like I said, I've got so much to do tomorrow. So if I don't pop on tomorrow, you guys know I will be here the day after that for sure. I definitely want to, talk about quite a few things for sure. That's right, Poppy. Don't bash people unless they need bashing. But like I said, I'm very guilty. If somebody leaves me a comment, I'll look at it and, give a heart or, give a short answer or whatever. I do not fight people in comments. It's something I don't do. I've never done it. That's probably why my, channel hasn't grown really, really big. Having it, for a little over 3 years is because I ain't fighting with fucking people at all. I'm not going to do it. They can scream and cry all they want to. But, whatever. And the individuals that think that they're going to get out here and they're going to talk shit about me and they're going to say stuff about me. Them people don't know me. They don't know me at all. So whatever, for real. It's like, leave me alone. I don't go digging into y'all's personal lives. I don't come over to your channels. I don't pay you no mind. Like I said, unless it comes to my attention. And sometimes when it comes to my attention, I just fucking ignore it because I don't care. I really don't. So, but whatever, man. All right, I'm hungry. I'm going to go eat. Have a good night, you guys. Be you, do you. Go hang out, do whatever you're going to do. And we will see you next time. Thank you, mods. I do appreciate you guys so much, and something I can't mention, but thank you for that. And all right, I will catch you guys later. Have a good night, you guys. Thanks again. Thank you.